Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And guys, let's get into it. So today's topic is put yourself first. Do you ever struggle with like putting yourself first, or do you ever struggle with like being drained because you're pleasing people, or like not being selfish enough with your time and who you allow into your space? Keep on watching. This is for you. I'm just gonna go straight into it. So what is putting yourself first? Putting yourself first is literally loving yourself, prioritizing your own needs and your own well-being rather than neglecting it, and rather than prioritizing other people's needs. So what I mean by this is when you're putting yourself first, you're literally prioritizing yourself, prioritizing your needs, prioritizing your well-being, and not neglecting this at all, because this is top priority. If you don't prioritize all these things, if you don't prioritize this, how would people prioritize you? Focus on yourself and realize that putting yourself first is not a selfish thing. Despite what society makes it seem, society makes it seem as though like if you're putting yourself first, it's like you're being selfish, it's like you're entitled. There's nothing entitled about that. Like, you just need to sit down with yourself. Like, you want to meet other people's needs, just don't forget about yourself as well in the process. Like, for example, now, like mothers, I know mothers tend to forget about themselves because they're taking care of like kids, like their own kids and everything. But you have to also understand that if you're not okay with yourself, or if you're not feeling well, who's going to take care of them kids? So you come first before them, like in the sense of like, you come first in the sense of like your well-being. So that way you're able to take care of those kids or of other people. So prioritize yourself, then you'll be able to take care of other people as well. If not, it's like, where's the energy to put out there for other people or towards other people? It wouldn't make sense. And try and make a decision that suits you best. Try and put yourself in a position that you know that if I make the decision, it's going to make me feel better and it's going to make you feel like you matter. I'm going to tell you ways on how to put yourself first. This would be number 1. Be kind to yourself. Number 2, set boundaries. Number 3, prioritize your self-care. Number 4, focus on your goals. So when I say focus on your goals, I'm talking about like things such as what do you want to achieve long-term, short-term? What do you want to do in life? Question your morals and your values. That's what I would say when I was talking about focusing on your goals. It's just straightforward. Focus on something that makes you want to put yourself first consistently. Like that could be boundaries. Now when you focus on goals, make sure you add boundaries to your goals on how to achieve them, because not a lot of people know how to say no, and it's not easy sometimes. So I'll always talk about this, because if it was like, it takes time. When somebody consistently telling you the same thing, it's like you eventually grasp it. Now what I was talking about was developing self-awareness. Now that's number 5 or number 6. So when you're developing self-awareness, know your values and identify what truly matters to you. Also write down your core value, passion and long-term goals. That's in alignment with focusing on your goals. So it's straightforward what I've just said. One is understand your triggers. That's still underneath the developing. That's the underneath develop self-awareness. That would be understand your triggers. Now what I mean by that is to recognize situations where you feel pressure to conform and decide how you'll handle it. What I mean by this is when I was talking about social media, how social media and the world, society makes you feel as though like putting yourself first is deemed as selfish, and how you can't really put yourself first. You have to also always put others first and make sure your energy is drained before you can actually help yourself. I don't like when people get there, and sometimes I do get there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I need to, not only me, but like in general, it's very much like sometimes you do get to that point where it's like, okay, I feel drained. Wow. So what I'm trying to say in general is it does happen, even to me sometimes. Do you understand? Once in a blue moon it happens. Like, it does happen. So it's everyone's like, I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, I'm perfect, but I'm not perfect. The things I talk about, like sometimes I might experience it, sometimes I might not. Sometimes it's everyone's like, maybe I've gone past that stage. I'm just teaching you guys, or like this is just my opinion. So it's not everyone's like you have to take it. If you don't like it, just pick the things you feel like is relevant and leave the rest. That's where I look at it. Now, number 2 is learn how to say no. Yes, learn how to say no. I'm going to continuously preach this on my channel. Then I have to say no. It's so important. Politely decline request opportunity that don't align with your priorities. So if, let's say, you want to do things now, if it's not a priority, don't do them, because it has nothing to do with you and it's not going to help you, you know. I know sometimes we do tend to like, okay, cool, you know what, let me compromise, which is okay, do you get, but at what extent though? Don't do it to the extent of like you not feel as though you're not serving your entire, like you don't have time for yourself. Don't let it get to that point. That same underneath, learn how to say no. I've also written protect your energy. That's so important. That's literally, I don't have to say too much. Protect your energy. Protect things that makes you feel drained, that eventually make you feel drained, overwhelmed, and anxious. Now, I would say limit time with people or activities that drains you, or push you to compromise on your values. Now, your values is so important. Values are things that are important to a person or guide their action and decision. It gives you that sense of direction in life. That's just what it is. Now, I'm going to jump into more tips on how to like put yourself first as well, regarding like social media and conforming to the world and society, because it's such a hard thing for you to like separate yourself from the crowd and feel like, okay, I'm standing out, I'm gonna stay on my, like, stand on business when I'm saying things, and I'm not gonna allow things that's not in alignment with my priorities to distract me. 7 or 8, I would say resist external validation. If I'm looking down because of my notes on my phone, so I would say detach from approval. What do I mean by this? Is recognize that others' opinion often reflects their own biases, know your worth. What I mean by this is, most times when people tell you things, or when you're trying to seek external validation, just know that sometimes when people speak or their opinion is just based on what they know. So they can be biased about it. It's like, because their emotions also involved as well, it might conflict, like they could change their mind. It's nothing where it's like it's steady. So that's what I mean by that. You tell yourself it's what you are. Do you get it? Don't allow other people's opinion to get to you if it seems like they're in control of you. Now, underneath that, I've also put focus on your inner validation. Set your own benchmark for fulfillment. So what I mean by this is validate yourself. If you like something, like it because you like it, not because other people are telling you to like it. So know when to stand your ground. That's literally what it means. Like, validate you. Don't care about other people. Don't care about what other people are doing. Just focus on yourself. Now, the last one would be embrace authenticity. So what I mean by this is define your own success on your own term, not what society deem it as. Celebrate your own uniqueness as well. So when I say define the success on your own term, I mean reject the idea that success must look the same for everybody. That's not the same, and everybody has their own timing. Now, the second part of it is celebrate your own uniqueness. What I mean by this is pursue hobbies, work, and relationships, but reflect on your true self. So all this thing, when you pursue work, friendship, relationship, is in alignment with who you are, or is in alignment with what society deem you to be, or deem you to want yourself to be, which makes no sense. So always be true to yourself. That's the main important thing, and you'll be able to put yourself first. And always make sure that you make decisions based on things that's priorities and based on things that will benefit you, in the sense of not to selfishness where it's like, oh, you're being selfish in a friendship. No, in the sense of like, have a balance. Have a balance. Prioritize them, but also prioritize yourself. The same way you prioritize them at that high level, prioritize yourself at that high level as well. So that way it's not like an imbalance. It doesn't seem as though like you're neglecting yourself in the process, because it's not a good feeling to neglect yourself in the process, and it's a really hard one to actually figure out when you're starting to feel like that, because it slowly builds up gradually. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you understood, and I hope you liked this video, and I hope I'm helping someone out there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as you should, and share. That's the end of the video. Bye.